right now. Are you considering walking that back?
Who are you with?
Politico, Dasha Burns, sir.
Dasha Politico. Politico's gone bad.
White House staffers have to be panicking. They have to be on pins and needles at every moment of the day when Donald Trump is unsupervised, when he's left to his own devices to say whatever falls into his head or falls out of his head. Take your pick. Yesterday on Air Force One was a bananas moment where he forgot a reporter that only days before he had a phone conversation with, and not some obscure reporter that you've never heard of, Dasha Burns, who I've talked about. Really, not great, Dasha Burns from Politico, also not great. But there's multiple moments that have happened in between the Oval Office thing where he's bragging about taking his cognitive test. He tweeted out on the 12th, yesterday, he tweeted out that Joe Biden, we're going to get to it. We'll get to it. Let's start with, seriously, it should cause us individually, as a group, as progressives, as Democrats, as people who actually love our country, it should cause us some concern, some panic, some degree of panic that this is the state that we're in with Donald Trump. Watch this moment from the Oval Office where he is bragging about taking the Montreal Cognitive Assessment Test, the MOCA. You can search for MOCA, M-O-C-A, and take the test yourself. It is, what animal is this? And it's a line drawing of a rhinoceros. What animal is this? And it's a line drawing of a tiger or a giraffe. It's not an IQ test. And once again, and this is what I think about this. I think that when Donald Trump really tries to sell how well he is in his brain, those are the moments that he's most insecure, that he's most weak relative to how he's feeling cognitively. And those are the moments we really should be most worried about the actions that he takes. So on the 9th of October, he was in the Oval Office bragging about the cognitive assessment test, asking, no, did Obama take it? Did George Bush take it? That's not what this is. Watch this. We'll move on to the tweets and the Air Force One nonsense.
But I also did a cognitive exam, which is always very risky because if I didn't do well, you'd be the first to be blaring it. And I had a perfect score. And one of the doctors said he's almost never seen a perfect score. I had a perfect score. I got the highest score. And that made me feel good. When they asked, would I like to do one? I said, yeah. I said, did Obama do it? No. Did Bush do it? No. Did Biden do it? I definitely did. Biden wouldn't have gotten the first 3 questions right. No, Biden didn't do it. Biden should have done it. I'm actually a person that believes that if you're president, you should do a cognitive exam. But last time I took a cognitive exam and it was a perfect score. The doctors announced it. And by the way, not the easiest test. The first few questions are pretty easy. Once you get into the middle, it gets a little trickier. And there aren't a lot of people in this room that would get every single question right, I can guarantee you.
You're putting me in a difficult spot now. Next question.
Obsessed with Obama. Obama hasn't been president for nearly a decade. Donald Trump has never run for office against Barack Obama, but he's obsessed with the black guy. He's obsessed with Barack Obama. Now, further inciting fear in the American people and White House staffers, to be sure, was this tweet, this post on Truth Social from Donald Trump. The Biden FBI placed 274 agents into the crowd on January 6th. If this is so, which it is, a lot of very good people will be owed big apologies. What a scam. Do something, President DJT. Do something. You're the president, as you were when Biden's FBI put 274 FBI agents in the crowd on January 6th. In this moment, in this post on Truth Social, Donald Trump is admitting that he forgot that he was president of the United States on January 6th, 2021. Joe Biden would not be president, would not be in charge of the FBI until the 20th of January at noon. Donald Trump still had 2 weeks as president. Donald Trump acts like, oh, as Nancy Pelosi was supposed to do the National Guard, I was going to do it. Does he forget that he sat in the Oval Office for hours as the insurrection played out on national TV? That's a problem, is it not? That you don't remember when you were president? That you're alleging that Joe Biden, who had no control over the government whatsoever, who hadn't been in the Oval Office as an elected leader since years before? This is alarming. So here, I'm going to start with this from Dasha Burns, because on the 8th, on the day before the Oval Office clip I just played for you, Dasha Burns posted this on Twitter saying she had just gotten off the phone with Donald Trump and had a conversation. And it's this message, it's this video that I'm getting ready to play from her tweet that gives me the most problems with how she comports herself as a journalist, as she's really lathering up Donald Trump and slathering on the praise and how energetic he is and how much hard work he's doing. It really is just weird ass kissing and brown nosing on the part of someone who is a constitutionally protected member of the free and fair press, who doesn't need to do all of this gross suck up shit. Watch this from her and then we'll move on to the Air Force One nonsense.
Hey guys, I just got off the phone with President Trump. I called to ask how he's feeling after announcing this momentous deal, historic deal, a phase 1 peace deal between Israel and Hamas. This means that hostages are going to be released shortly. It means that the killing will stop. There's going to be a ceasefire, a lot more work to do from there. But the president picked up the phone just after 10 p.m. tonight. He told me, quote, I feel good. It's a great deal for the world. It's a beautiful deal. We only spoke for 10 seconds or so. He told me he had to run. He apologized, but it sounded like he was in the middle of a lot of work. He sounded really energetic at this late hour, and it was a long day, clearly, of work for him and his team, and it doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon because there's still a lot to get done here. But his tone, his energy has reflected so much of what I've been hearing from other White House staff and allies, basically people feeling incredibly proud in this moment, feeling validated in their team's approach to getting this thing done and getting ready for a lot more work ahead.
So he just talked to her. He talked to her on the 8th. Late at night on the 8th, almost into the 9th. And then here he was, she's asking him questions. He doesn't want to talk about the things that she's talking about, that she's asking questions about. He wants to talk about all of the wars that he solved, not ended. He solved them like it was a riddle or a wordle or something. And he freaks out a little bit. At the end of it, at the end of this clip, he's like, who are you? Who are you? He has no idea who she is. And let me say this before I play the clip very briefly. These reporters, especially reporters of note, have a lot more cozy relationship, close relationship with the White House and the president himself than you might imagine. They are in close proximity to, they are in close quarters with. She's in the Oval Office asking questions a lot. They know each other by name. So for Donald Trump to not know who she is when she is directly in front of his face is a problem. It is very alarming. He is slipping away before our eyes. Watch this moment from Air Force One.
It's not going to be good for him.
Xi of China, you've been truthing about another world leader. You said not to worry about China, but he's been putting out some tough statements in regards to your tariffs, sir. Are you planning to speak with him? When's the last time you spoke?
We're putting out tough statements because we are taking in hundreds of billions of dollars, not only from China, from other countries. We've become a wealthy country again, and the tariffs have given us diplomatic strength. They've given us negotiating strength. I settled a few of the wars just based on tariffs. I said, as an example, with India and with Pakistan, I said, if you guys want to fight a war and you have nuclear weapons, I'm going to put big tariffs on you both, like 100%, 150, and 200%. No, don't do that. I said, I'm putting tariffs. I had that thing settled in 24 hours. If I didn't have tariffs, you could have never settled that war.
You said that
You do that better than anybody, McGee.
First war terrorists on China. Are you considering
Well, she
walking
asked
that
a lot of
back?
questions. Who are you with?
Politico, Dasha Burns, sir.
Dasha Politico's gone bad. They've been so wrong about everything. Politico has been so wrong about everything. Let's get somebody else to ask some questions. You mind? Is that all right? Because Politico is fake news.
That should alarm you as much as it alarms White House staffers. Now, to drive the nail home about what an ass kiss Dasha Burns is, at the end of the exchange, at the end of the little press gaggle on Air Force One, she wants to drive home, you know who I am, but if you don't remember, please ask Caroline Leavitt. She'll vouch for me, she says.
We may very well do it. We may not, but we may do it. I think it's appropriate to bring up. Yeah, I want to see the war settled. Thank you very much. Tell them to be honest and not honest.
Hey, sir, talk to Caroline. She'll vouch for him.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, President.
Thank you.
My first time on the plane.
Oh, really?
Just what we need, Caroline Levin vouching for someone. It tells us everything we need to know about who you are, Dasha Burns, that Caroline Levitt will vouch for you. Because you know who Caroline Levitt's not going to vouch for? You probably don't know who I am, but me. Anybody who's actually doing the resistance work to push back against fascism, which is where we are. And if you're an American, whether you're a journalist, an unbiased journalist or not, you need to be doing the work to push back against authoritarianism. It is part of your protections under the Constitution that you should be following through on. Instead, this is what we've got. What do you think? I invite you to this conversation. You can have it in the comments below the video, wherever you're watching it. You can also call my voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I love and appreciate you very much. Thanks for your engagement and your viewership. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another. The headlines obviously talked about the passing of Trump's big, beautiful bill. But did you catch what the headlines did not make note of? This same beautiful bill hands over nearly $40 billion of our tax dollars to ICE per year. This is more money than most countries spend on their entire military. And we're granting it to our version of the secret police. Despite raids on the increase and Trump's near constant mention of deporting U.S. citizens, much of our mainstream media has avoided talking about this funding increase. Or worse, they have twisted the bill's language to frame this spending as good for the citizens of the United States. This should be the biggest story in America right now, and it's not. And look, you'd be naive to think that this is anything other than by design from the GOP. Tools like ground news are an essential part of your news consumption for examples just like this. By gathering the world's news in one place, organizing it by story, and then analyzing just how far right, how radical each unbiased source actually is, ground news will expose blind spots like this ICE funding, and it will give you more context than you can get anywhere else. Shouldn't we be learning from history? We have seen Trump's playbook before, and the comparisons to regimes of misinformation and terror are alarmingly plentiful. Ground news will help you stay ahead on immigration, the economy, or simply bring your attention to stories missing from your newsfeed. Both Ground News' app and their website are smarter, more reliable ways to access the news unfiltered, to stay informed in the face of MAGA wanting to keep us in the dark. Scan this QR code or head to ground.news/Dollemore now to score 40% off the same Vantage plan that I use, which gives you unlimited access for just $5 per month. Or simply click the link in the description below to begin saving big. The right is absolutely banking on you to be uninformed. Stay ahead and see all the news with Ground News.